In today's forecast, we're going to break down all the weather that you need to know that's going to hit the United States in the next few days, starting with the jet stream. We got a dip in the jet stream around the northeast United States. That's what's bringing that precipitation like we had yesterday. There's a severe risk with a 2% tornado risk in the Alabama and Mississippi area. So we did see one tornado warning in the St. Louis area, just north of St. Louis. So there was a tornado warning, but there's no, it wasn't confirmed on the ground or anything. Back to the jet stream. Right around Monday, we can see some pretty strong upper winds, and that's going to bring some of that precipitation to the western United States. We still have that atmospheric river continuing. We'll get into precipitation type later in the video. As you can see, right around Tuesday and Wednesday, the low pressure system will form right around the Pacific Northwest, and then we can see some very strong upper winds moving through the northern plains. And then it becomes more and more uncertain on what exactly is going to happen, but we're holding on to a pretty active forecast. Now we're going to precipitation type. So yeah, we got a couple of thunderstorms going on in the eastern United States. We do have a marginal risk of severe weather. We'll get much into that later in the video. It's looking pretty dry over the central United States. With a couple of snow flurries in the Great Lakes region, we could actually see some lake effect snow that maybe just an inch or two. Not that much, but it sure is some lake effect snow going on around Lake Erie, Buffalo, New York. We could see an inch of snow, so be ready for that. Around Sunday, we can see the atmospheric river starting to continue over the western United States. Look at the Pacific Northwest. We can see some snowfall in some of the higher elevations. And then out in the Pacific Ocean, there's just this whole low pressure system bringing a whole bunch of rain and snow and some, wintry mixes and all that. But it looks like by Monday, we can see a bit of precipitation in the southern United States. That will move up into the Ohio Valley and then turn into snow in the Great Lakes region. And then it will start to move east, and we can see a couple of inches of snow in the northeast United States on Wednesday. So make sure you're ready for that if you live anywhere up in the New England area. And then, and while all that snow's on the ground in the northeast United States, we can see the atmospheric river continuing over the western United States and the Pacific Ocean. You can see over there's a low pressure system, and you can see a lot of precipitation out in the ocean with a little bit of snow in the higher elevations up there. So, this atmospheric river has been happening for a while now, so be prepared for this. There is a slight risk of excessive rainfall for the day 2, day 3, and day 4 outlook. We'll get into that later in the video. And then by Christmas, we can see some snow showers going on in the northern California area and southern Oregon. So we could see a white Christmas over there in some of the higher elevations. And then for the rest of the area, we can just be seeing some rain. And then some more snow will be visible in the southeastern Canada into the Great Lakes region area and the northeast. We can see some snow on Christmas, definitely over there. And then by December 30th, we can see a system moving into the central United States with snow on the backside of this, so be ready for that if you live anywhere in the Great Lakes region. And then we could see somewhat of a severe weather outbreak going on in the Dixie Alley area. So make sure you're ready for that. This is very far out in the future, so this may not happen. This is just giving us an idea of what's going to happen at this point. But we could definitely see a low-pressure system going through the Great Lakes region, bringing snow to the northeast United States and some severe weather to the southeast United States. So make sure you're ready for that. Even if we see no severe weather, we'll definitely see some rain and all that. By the first day of January, we can see an area of precipitation in the southern United States and then some snow in the Great Lakes region right there. So be ready for that. Again, it's really far in the future, so we just have an idea of what might happen. Then we can see some snow in Texas, southern Texas, so that's very uncommon. Now we're moving on to the temperatures. We can be seeing some very warm weather moving in. But for now, there's going to be some cold weather in the northeastern United States and the Great Lakes region. This is going to move out of the area, and we can see some very warm weather. But yeah, right there, we can see temperatures in the single digits as far north as Minnesota. So make sure you're ready for that. Maybe even like -5, -10 degree weather Fahrenheit. So be ready for that if you live anywhere from St. Louis all the way up into southern Canada. And then by Sunday, some warmer weather is going to move up into the central United States. Right there around Saturday afternoon, we can see some very warm weather move up into Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana, and more places in the southern United States. We can see temperatures in the upper 70s for almost all of Texas by that time. So make sure you're ready for that. And then at night, it's going to cool down into the lower 40s for most of these areas. And then it's gonna warm up a bit on Sunday. So be ready for this. Texas, if you live anywhere in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Louisiana, even southern Missouri, southern Kansas, anywhere in those areas, you're gonna experience some very warm weather. Temperatures in the upper 70s on Christmas. So stay tuned because I'm going to get into that. This is Wednesday, the 23rd. We can see some very warm weather move up all the way up into Montana. And Montana, we can see temperatures in the lower 40s. So be ready for that. Places like the southern United States, like Nebraska and farther south, then we can see temperatures in the 70s, in the upper 70s. Wichita Falls, I think you can see some temperatures in the 80s, so lower 80s. So make sure you're ready for that. Yeah, look at that. Temperatures in the lower 50s up in South Dakota, and then once you go into Montana, we can see temperatures in the upper 40s. So definitely be ready for this. This does not happen that often, especially in December. But it looks like it may cool off in January and February. That's still very far out in the future, so it's hard to know exactly what's going to happen. And then this is Christmas. We can see some very warm weather move into places as far north as the Iowa area. But places in the western United States, not really the same story. It's going to be a lot colder over there, starting at the Rocky Mountains and farther west. So, we won't experience that weather that we're talking about in the southeast United States. So from now into the beginning of January, it looks like temperatures in the upper 60s into the lower 70s during the day for the southern United States, and then for the southern United States, we can see some temperatures, some low temperatures in the lower 40s and upper 40s. So that's kind of the only forecast we're hanging on to, so make sure you're ready for that. It's just very warm weather that's going on. That's kind of all I have to say for this. By Tuesday, the 30th, we can see a low pressure system up there in the northern plains, and that can bring a cold front, a cold blast to come in and bring temperatures, high temperatures in the lower 50s, upper 50s to some of these places that were experiencing 70-degree weather. So be ready for that. It's uncertain on what exactly is going to happen, but we're holding on to a pretty accurate forecast. So it looks like we can have a high pressure system in place on Wednesday, the 31st, New Year's Eve. It looks like it can be pretty cold in the Ohio Valley. This is the day one severe risk, and then this is the day one wind risk. There's a marginal risk of severe weather, and then this is the excessive rainfall risk day one outlook, and then this is the day two outlook. So yeah, we can see that atmospheric river going on over there in Northern California. This is the day 4 outlook, and then this is the day 5 outlook. So there's a slight risk of excessive rainfall for the day 1 through day 5 outlook. Now this is the 6 to 10 day temperature forecast. This is the 8 to 14 day temperature forecast. It's looking pretty warm for the southern United States. And then this is the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, and this is the 8 to 14 precipitation outlook. That's about it for today, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.